All 10 players are currently smoked up, and we're set up for a collision course. Uphill advantage for CDUB. Chaos Knight is going to be completely isolated because of the ice shards. Gripstorm comes through, but it doesn't matter. Afromoose will actually get credit for that first blood, and a toss back on a Clockwork. That battery assault's not going to do a damn thing, or maybe it is actually. I was going to say there's too many heroes, so it's doing a little bit, but in the end, it's not going to survive. Mark gets low, Fairy Fire popped, and he'll live, and now Feeling is also going to go down. So far, 3 kills for the Radiant side. Finally, 2 of them fall, though. RRL going to get tossed back. Laga, welcome to North America Division 2 Dota. We have 6 hero kills. We haven't even hit the 0-minute mark yet.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, where to begin there? That was quite chaotic, and I want to talk about Chaos, actually. Chaos Knight there, he just kept walking up the ramp. You unsmoked, buddy. He just kept walking up the ramp like it's nothing. There was not a moment of hesitation from him when the smoke broke, but you're walking into a choke point against a Tusk Lina with a Visage as well in the team. I mean, their first blood potential is so good. I do feel like there was a pretty big mistake there by Ant not respecting that the smoke broke.
Well, CDUB, yeah, they will gladly take what just happened right there, benefiting quite a bit off of that, and Lina included. So what is, I know, again, we've seen it in other regions, and we understand why this hero is just overall so strong right now, but as it's the first time we're seeing it here in Division 2, remind us, why is this Lina so strong right now?
I mean, you go for this. You skill stun level 1. What he's doing right now, we see mid as well some trading. But yeah, Lina is going to skill stun level 1 and max out Fiery Soul. Maybe put the single point in Dragon Slave, but possibly skipping it altogether. And then skill up stats. And all you do is just right click so damn fast. And she's playing into a double melee lane, so very easy to land your Light Strike array in this lane as well. She needs to get a magic stick early because this Beastmaster is going to commit for wild access because of the Chen.
Speaking of Chen, dealing with this Clockwork, and by dealing with, I mean accepting the fact that Battery Assault is a really annoying ability, but Penitence turn around, and now it's the Warden's turn to run away, but Battery Assault off cooldown in 5 more seconds. So something tells me we're going to see a bit of that at that bottom lane between those two supports.
He did skill Penitence for the first blood fight there, so he doesn't have the Divine Favor for the regen and armor or the Holy Persuasion to get a creep immediately, which is a little bit awkward for him. What? Did I just see top? Oh my, what? Okay, Sanctified's Courier gets killed, but yeah, we have a stolen item, dude. We haven't seen this before.
And he destroys it. And he
Feeling
just destroys
stole the Basilius recipe and then kills it because they dropped it from the courier to not lose it when the courier was dying, but CM just walks over and picks it. What is this game?
That was Ila's Basilisk right there. So he has to buy another recipe to actually finish that. That's a feels bad man for him.
Yeah, I don't even have any words for that. That's such a big win for CM right there. Ela is fuming at this point, and he might get brought down.
Avalanche, good help. He's going to be fine. I mean, you also see that Soul Assumption, even at level 1, it could do some decent damage right there, but yeah, good save from the Tiny, but yeah, it's definitely playing perhaps a bit tilted, would be understandable, considering what happened.
Yeah, to say the least. That was, I guess he thought that his teammate was close enough to take the Bastion time, but you know, that is such directly costly mistake, right? You can literally put a price number on that mistake, and it's you can't afford, you know, missing a full creep wave worth of golds just for one misplay like that.
Clockwork bottom lane, going for this creep pull here. Now Chen sitting on top. He does have that Harpy to throw out those lightnings and doing some decent damage. I think he's going to be fine in the end, though, but we'll take plenty, obviously. Eating the tree right there, so has that Tango regen. And going to make this creep wave pull successful.
Yeah, he's succeeding in pulling, but Afro is on top of his game here, just following, dealing with damage he can. Of course, waiting for the mana regen to keep nuking. Warden has to be careful going in like this.
Well, he's not afraid. He has to be careful, but Warden's not afraid right now. I mean, he is going to live, but again, living life on the edge, that's for sure. These Tango regen.
Yeah, so Lina did opt to take 1 point in the queue as well, getting a little bit faster way to get your Fiery Souls up as well, but now maxing out that Fiery Soul, she will quickly go to a point of right-clicking like a monster.
All right, it's a mid-matchup. About time to look at that now. We're 4 minutes in. Death Prophet 20-7, Tusk 14-1. So is this going as you'd expect?
Sorry, I'm just watching top right now as they're trying to chase down the CK, living just barely with no HP. They toss back the CM instead, but gonna get the CK as well.
Yeah, the CK goes down. He went in right there to go for the quick turn kill. Now they do eventually get tiny, but it's a double kill for Ela. I don't know about that CK going back in. Again, it's in hindsight, it's easy for us to say, and obviously in the heat of the moment, he thought he had a chance there to get the first blood, or not even the first blood, but the kill there first.
That's the D-tilter play right there. You were suffering, and now you turn it around and look at Beastmaster. He just gets slammed by right clicks. Coming in with these this ghost as well from Aframush. You have no movement speed, and Lina showing exactly why she is an S tier carry in the current patch. I mean, I can't wait for this hero to get nerfed. The nightmare that is Lina currently. He is feeling the full impact of it.
Yeah, just yet again another reason why that hero is so highly regarded. As we see right there, that damage, just Beastmaster did not stand a chance, especially with Clockwork not being nearby. Top lane, Ela getting very low right there. But so is the CK, so really all the lanes, especially the side lanes, having a lot of brawling back and forth. And Sanctified, I thought he was going in for maybe a toss play there of sorts, but nope, he's going to be pulled in actually by the Reality Rift. Avalanche immediately. There's the toss in the air. Ela's low on life as well, so has to be careful. Down goes Tiny Soul Deception though. Will get that kill for Visage, but it might come at a cost, or will it? No, it's not. In fact, he's going for another Soul Deception, running back with the auto attacks. He's living life on the edge once again, just barely out of that auto attack range, and neither one will die. But while that was happening, we see a kill taking place on a Clockwork.
Yeah, making a little move there. Mark helping out the bottom lane as well. Mid though, tower damage being dealt. They're gonna try and bring down the DP.
Tag team, Penitence. But with that exorcism, oh my gosh. Yeah, he never stood a chance.
Emphasis on the try.
Is that one of those moments where, like, should he have realized that that was not going to be a kill, or was that really surprising by all that thought? Because Double King actually TP's in right here, but the heal extends the heal as well as the Siphons. Death Prophet is well alive, and in fact going for another turn kill. This will be a big kill onto the Lina. They're not going to get it though. She barely lives. But how is this Death Prophet? It's barely a raid boss right now.
Yeah, this is an absolute universe of space. Finally, no, he blocks himself with his shards, the Tusk, making a misplay, but maybe Sanctified can rectify this mistake.
I like how a kill takes place, and it's not even what we're watching here in this mid lane.
It's chaotic, but so much space from this DP, and she doesn't even have to go base after all this. She's still full HP. Of course, Ela getting that kill top though. He is level 7 and has had such a strong recovery from what was, you know, not the best start to the lane there, to say the least. But he's now 3 levels ahead of the CK, who should have done better in this lane, I feel, after that courier disaster that happened as well.
Look at this Death Prophet. No exorcism, doesn't care. Literally just diving Aframush at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Beastmaster trying to help. He takes an LSA stun, but Double King's gonna die too. The Death Prophet just doesn't care. He's just running at this Radiant squad right now, and it's gonna be a 3rd kill overall. Double kill for the Death Prophet. She has 5-1-1, and finally she's gonna TP back to base. Says, all right, it's been enough. I can go ahead and regen now.
Right now, RL is playing out of his mind. He's carrying this game so hard. Sure, it's partly... Oh, we might see ACM get run down here slowly. She doesn't have the fastest movement speed. Tusk chasing down. Doesn't actually have any ability, though. Is she gonna be fine? Oh, no, you could maybe run straight. He has cooldowns.
Trying to juke. Oh, went south. Tusk went north.
He has no TP, though, so this is really awkward for him.
Just delaying it as long as possible. But the end is near. The end is here. Down falls Crystal Maiden. I mean, we have 19 hero kills at 8 minutes. That's more than 2 kills per minute. Yeah, considering we started out with 6 before the creep spawn, I mean, it kind of set the pace of the game immediately there. All right, yeah, so several things that I wanted to kind of bring up. I mean, I guess it kind of goes back, though, what started that snowball effect in the sense of Death Prophet against the Tusk. They jumped the Death Prophet with the Exorcism already active in that mid lane. Is that an oversight?
He thought he would get more TPs, I think. There's no way that he just thought he had a Chen with him, the way he played there. If you go right next to a DP with Exorcism up, you better have a plan for how you're gonna burst her, because else you will die to those ghosts extremely quickly, and it looked like a straight up feed what he did there. He has redeemed himself a little bit, though, getting these kills afterwards, but yeah, you gotta be very cautious about approaching a DP during that Exorcism.
Well, what's done is done. The overall net worth lead still slightly favoring CDUB. as Lena's a big part of that, of course. She is 4,300 net worth, just behind that Death Prophet. That got some massive farm with everything that happened. But yeah, Lena's 2, 2, and 3. I mean, she's died a couple times herself, but overall, her CS looking really good. Has the Falcon Blade, a Javelin. Doesn't also have a TP bottom lane because, yeah, there is a bit of a dive. Exorcism activated. Falcon Punch from Tusk coming out right there. And it will be enough to help secure that kill on a Death Prophet. Keep alive with the team time being, that is. The Lena showing up, though, absolutely the key, as you would expect. It's a 2 for 2 so far. Beastmaster being run down. Good job using the Centaur. Open block, and Ush manages to get out.
Yeah, Argius also ran over here and now has to run away again on the CK. You really just want this guy to keep hitting creeps right now and keep building up. So anytime that he tries to join a fight like this and then has to run away is a little bit painful as well. He TP's top and gotta keep hitting creeps though.
Now for the time being, as no one's up here currently on the Radiant side, but we hit 10 minutes in and runes gonna be happening. It's Death Prophet pushing out bottom lane, though. She's made use a lot of Falcon Blades this game, I'm noticing.
Look at Beast. He's farming a 6 stack on the Ancients right now.
Oh, wow.
He's getting some big gold here with the Wild Axes. Has quite a few. 2 sets of dragons, 2 sets of the Thunder Hides. The golems as well as the other golems, I guess? I didn't realize they're also golems. As Nina goes down.
Yeah, that's a big guy. I was too busy watching the PvE content right there you're talking about. But
honestly, a bigger gold swing was that, so, you know, fair enough.
Yeah, hookshot used by Clockwork to make that kill happen, though. By the way, I was also noticing, I was going to say, oh yeah, he also has the Crystal Maiden aura helping him, but Crystal Maiden actually hasn't leveled up the aura yet. What do you make of that?
Yeah, this is, I mean, getting 0 points in aura is a little bit controversial, but I am a fan of not prioritizing aura early. You went with the max Frostbites. It's a good Frostbite game. You're playing as the Chen as well. But yeah, this surprises me a little bit. Normally you have at least 1 point for some sustainability for your team.
Eventually we'll have to get it, of course, but so far passing it up. Lena has finished her Maelstrom, though, and continuing to farm creeps, this time in her own Ancient side, as speaking of Crystal Maiden, using that Frostbite in the mid lane, is going to try to kill one of the Wildwing Rippers that Chen was controlling right there.
Yeah, you can see the value of just having the Frostbite on as low cooldown as possible. Being able to do this more frequently is very nice. But even just his impact on heroes.
Speaking of impact, Ela's trying to have that with the Vlad's offering finished. Of course, working all the way to a Wraith Pact. No surprise there, but might find himself in a fight coming up. As hookshot in. It hits Tiny initially, tanking in the tree, so they're going to get the free kill onto him. He's going to make it take as long as possible, but could have been a lot worse, so this will support Tiny. He'll tank it.
I like the way Argius played that. He actually stayed cautious. He didn't just blindly go in like, okay, I'm gonna use both my abilities. He actually sat back because he didn't know how many people are up here. So throws the stun at the Tiny first and then kind of assesses the situation while his illusion goes in. You know, a lot of times here in Dip 2 we see people kind of overcommit in situations that are not great. And here he respected that they didn't know for sure if they can commit here.
Mm-hmm. You see Lena getting that 20 damage talent at level 10, so again, I feel like her talents also are just what helped make this hero so good. But esportsbet.io, by the way, watch to earn. You check it out right now. It is favoring Ant. It was favoring Ant going into this, from what I saw as well. So yeah, it's but overall, this is definitely a series where we all kind of agreed. I mean, could even see it go in the distance. And here in game one, it's a 3,000 net worth lead for Ant, but it's Lena, and Lena's getting farm, so you never want to count that out.
Yeah, Lena's getting big, but meanwhile there's a huge, you know, discrepancy on the mid lane. RL is playing such a good game here, 7,000 net worth ahead, or 7,000 net worth and well ahead of the Tusk. Now looking for a move top with the smoke.
Freeze on a Tiny as he was running in, though, for the initiation. Silence, meanwhile, hitting Visage off to the side. Snowball in. Coming out from Mark, he's immediately stunned up, though, by the Clockwork. Chaos Knight going for the pick on a Tiny, but the Avalanche hits. Heal handing on from Chen, allowing Ant to feel even more comfortable diving in on this RL. Speaking of comfortable, he's too comfortable. He went too deep right there at the tower with Exorcism, but into all 5 heroes. Not what you necessarily want to be doing right there, including the buyback from Tusk, and now it's the turn of CDUB. to go for more of an answer. Feeling blocked in by the shards. Fan of Ice, but not the Ice of Tusk. And a couple of auto attacks later, double kill for Double King.
Yeah, this could also spell tier 2 tower immediately here since you lost the fight. Or even Roche, they're going towards it. I think they want to get a big objective here. And this is exactly what I was talking about. A lot of times, people are just diving into situations that do not seem completely safe. But I was giving credit for CK earlier. This was a DP just running under tier 1 tower with no vision. He gets very easily punished by Lina.
They had the kill on Tusk, so understandable why they felt fairly confident. But yeah, it almost seemed unnecessary, really, to dive like he did, and clearly the wrong call in the end. So not only does that fight go the way of CDUB, but it sets up the absolutely free Roshan. And this is a game where both teams certainly had potential to do Roshan earlier on. And CDUB will gladly take that for themselves. And now they have an Aegis for Lina and a BKB almost finished. She just needs the recipe now.
Yeah, very close to having that. I wouldn't have been surprised or been objecting to if he decided to go for a Travels instead. When you get the Aegis, it kind of acts as a safety the way BKB protects you. You can justify going for the greedier item first. So completing Travels would have been one route to go since you already knew that you were going to get the Aegis from Roche here.
Could be even more important though, they get the Wraith Pack just completed by Visage as well, and talk about a great timing as they're all grouping up with that Aegis in hand for Lina. It's a very valuable item to have at this time, and they're going to keep going at tier 2 because why would they stop?
Yeah, and they're doing good damage. They have the entire army here. They have the Visage Birds, and Lina has a good position to just keep hitting.
Hook shot. Visage going to be the target initially. Pulled in by the Reality Rift, and Visage is going to be blown up. Sanctified sitting on the cog trap. Meanwhile, Argus gets blown up though himself. Double King still has a Laguna Blade. Hasn't even used it yet, but needs to live. Trying to live, running away. Remember, has the Aegis, but didn't want to overcommit with it. And we do see the end result, a 2 for 2. Both teams losing cores.
That was big by Feeling. Nice CM ulti there, getting to channel. You know, she was the biggest damage dealer on her team. Lina was acting as a turret, literally just sitting there. I thought that they were going to win the fight on CDUB just because Lina was not being jumped at all. But since she has that Aegis, you don't really want to focus her and take the fight in a pretty good way. They still did lose to CK again though, and he's not having a great time.
Yeah, you're right. Unable to answer that freezing field. Unable to stop it. Crystal Maiden to be in the top damage in a fight like that, you would not expect. But a full duration, hitting nearly every hero, it's bound to happen. So certainly the MVP of that mini exchange right there, because I say mini exchange, one of many, because we have 32 hero kills. Still at 16, 17 minutes or so. That 2 kill per minute average that we're still going with. But I will say Ant's net worth lead has slightly even grown since we've been talking about how CDUB's found a bit of success with still the Aegis, and they might find a kill here on Clockwork, and they will. The free kill taking place. Can Ush get out? He's gonna have to run.
DP wants to turn it.
Oh wow, using his ultimate right there. The Prob Aurora is gonna turn, and they're going for it, but Double King, given she has the Aegis, so you don't want to go too much. Exorcism has already been popped though. LSA misses. Sanctified, now taking the Siphon himself, runs away, but Double King still feeling very confident, and they will get the kill on Crystal Maiden. He saw Mark coming in from the south. Cut him off.
Yeah, Lina killing her sister right there. Savage.
Didn't like her. They're gonna go for the easy tower kill too. It's already at half life or just about.
Yeah, this tower should go down very quickly as well. I mean, nice attempt to turn with the Exorcism, but you need more people. And that was another one of those moments where trying to go into a fight, but not really assessing if you have enough firepower to do so. It was nice to try and bait with the Beastmaster, but you would need at least 1 or 2 more heroes to be able to run into the full lineup there of CDUB.
Yeah, so that net worth lead has actually declines a little bit, but again, it's still overall, and all 3 cores actually are farming very well. Funny enough, CK is the one on the bottom of the 3, but not too far behind.
Yeah, the big difference here is that Tusk Mark is not having a very good game at all. Like, he made some misplays this game, and he hasn't had many kills as well. When you play Tusk, normally you want to get tons of kills. The hero doesn't farm on mid lane, but I'm also very surprised that he went for this skill build. I haven't talked about it, but this is not the skill build that most mid Tusks will do. He's going for a 4-1-4 build. He does have a team that benefits greatly from the tag team, but it sacrifices himself so much to not have the nuke.
Yeah, basically kind of makes him more of this initiator, solo initiator, not necessarily a solo ganker killer that you'd almost expect to see out of that mid Tusk instead. But oh, he's going to be spotted right there, trying to be a bit sneaky, setting up for the gank, but not the case.
Yeah, I mean, it helps his team more. It's less selfish, you could say, in a way. But there's the only reason they're not ahead right now, I feel, is that he's not able to, quickly farm it. You have the max points in clock getting caught.
Yeah, clock figured now was the time. I mean, he's going for the hook shot in on the Tiny. Off to the left, by the way, in the backlines. Chen's going to be killed off. He could not hand a god. So he's dead. He has buyback, but not using a double key. The Aegis just got reclaimed. Oh, the timing was perfect there from Ant. That killed Lina a second after the Aegis gets reclaimed. They take out Visage, and 4 dead mark the sole survivor for CDUB.
Yeah, I misspoke there. Clock not getting caught. He was getting some catches there for his team, and his team wrapping around as well into that perfect timing to fight when the Aegis is timing out. That was absolutely beautifully synchronized to take the fight during that. And Lina goes down when they actually all are around and can focus. And you know what? They won that fight without exorcism. That is massive. I can't believe it looked that easy for them, but goes to show how much positioning matters here. Look at the way they came in here and how they surrounded Lina quite quickly.
Yeah, specifically that Chaos Knight coming in from the left and killing Chen right off the bat. That meant no hand of God. That's a 200 AoE heal that they certainly could have used in this fight. He had buyback, obviously chose not to use, not saying he should have, but oh yeah, back to the live action. Mark is found. So after all of that, he was the sole survivor from that previous fight. He's kind of moving around himself, and Ant takes full advantage. They do find him, they take him out, and they reclaim their outpost.
Yeah, he gets brought down, and I mean, he's about to be comparable here in net worth to the Clockwork, who's at 5.3k gold. Clock has his shard. He also is well on his way towards the Aghanim Scepter here that he wants. Meanwhile, the mid Tusk is still sitting with only Desolator with 0 charges, so not going for that blink.
Double damage CK was dueling with the Tiny, but more support showing up, including Clockwork, his own support. Flying away though, Jetpack, he's got that shard. Pull the Reality Rift onto Visage, maybe regretting that. The Laguna Blade to the face, CK the toggle. It's not enough. Tiny will finish the job with the Avalanche. But for Clockwork, now he hook shots in. Without CK though, how much do you want to commit here? RRL tried his best to commit. There's that exorcism you're mentioning. None from the previous fight, and they won it this time. Uses it, and they come out on the losing end. Something about that just feels off, but 3-0 this time around for CDUB. And now it's CDUB's turn to push off of it.
Yeah, they're gonna push, and this is just these fights make you feel like, why would you ever let Lina through? She is such a busted hero in the current patch. Like, obviously she's the most farmed in the game right now, but she is for a reason. Her laning stage is superb, and like Fear said on the panel, she scales really well. She now has her full Gleipnir coming in as well, and gonna go Travels next.
And her reset capability is just so good as well. Yet another thing that makes her so powerful, right? Where that previous fight, obviously, Dai came back and able to just join this next fight, what even seems like maybe a minute later, and help dominate in it. By far the most damage. Obviously, the Laguna Blade a big part of that too, but Laguna Blade's already back up. I mean, of course, all her other abilities are good. Her Fiery Soul is always that passive, and she's level 15 now, by the way. Another thing worth pointing. I mean, look at 2,600 life.
The thing about Carry Lina is that Laguna Blade is almost, not even worth casting sometimes, because your right-click damage is actually very much comparable or even higher than that, with the Maelstrom procs coming in as well. So sometimes the cast animation time of the ulti feels like you're, better off just keep right-clicking, is how hard she's hitting. So yeah, they're doing a good job now just bullying everyone out of their own jungle here on Ant. Ant, meanwhile, recognizing that, okay, we need to go get this map back. So they go down to bottom and try to get the lanes out.
Gotta say, it feels like BKB certainly an item that Chaos Knight needs, and just about has it. Just needs the recipe of the 300 gold or so. And that is going to be coming out. The only core that will be going for it, oh no, it looks like Beastmaster's also going for it too. Started to work on it already, the Ogre X, so makes sense though.
Yeah, it's good. It's good in this game. And look at CDUB. They don't want to slow down. They're just going to go mid. They have Visage. They have Chen. They have the Deso on Tusk. Minus Armor Tower. But Tusk takes so much damage there getting frozen.
Yeah, I mean, already down to 500 life. Again, his Deso build is not doing him any favors in terms of surviving and being a front liner Tusk.
a favor, though, is the fact that Roche is already back up, so they can go for that. They're gonna check it out right now. Tiny sees it, pings it out for his team, and with the amount of map control they have now, having the outpost as well, they probably want to go for it, but meanwhile the smoke from Ant.
Get this jetpack as well from Clockwork. Yeah, so they're going to figure this out. Ela will bait this. The hook shot misses even, though. And now Ela can kind of buy some time, toy with them a bit. Gleipnir used, locking them in place. But CDUB's not committed to Roshan. They're committed to taking a fight right here. Ela in a bad spot. Going under. Thanks to that shard, the Gravekeeper's cloak. Coming back out. Do they really fight him? It looks like they're trying to. Off to the side, though. They get the find on a Death Proc for the knock in the air with the Warman's punch, but Double King in a pretty bad spot. Using that Laguna Blade, still doesn't get the kill. And down falls Lena. RR will survive the exorcism as well as the Siphon specifically. Helping to keep her alive and all the team support around. That Wraith Pack ain't going to help out Visage in the end. He, too, will go down. And now
the battery stops the TP.
Yep, he's dead, too. No chance to get out there. Tiny, our support Tiny, the sole survivor this time around, but that's so critical because Waga, that also means Ant is going to take Roshan now.
It was a bit of an awkward fight. I mean, the smoke and then missed hook by Warden there, a little bit of a misplay. But the real hero of that fight was Ush. Ush in his positioning, he held the high ground, stood on the ramp, made sure that they can't just walk up the ramp. And when Tusk went with a snowball, picked up Lena and snowballed over on the Beastmaster, Ush blinked back and pulled them into a bad position, and then when Lena pops BKB tries to do some damage, then he roars her. He controlled that fight so hard by locking down both the POS 1 and POS 2 hero with that minor maneuver. So really well played by Ush on the Beast.
Yeah, definitely a big heads up, and it also goes to the, again, one of these hindsight situations, sure, but CDUB, especially with the missed hook shot initially, did they really need to force that fight as much as they did? They had the positioning on Roshan. The smoke was exposed at that point, and they tried to go uphill somewhat blindly. Sure, trying to maybe help the Visage out as well, but clearly not the right decision, but certainly some big plays coming out from Ant, as you're talking about there specifically from Ush.
Yeah, you can always...
like you did.
Oh, they're going for a little smoke here. We'll touch back on it in a second as they might go up the ramp here and find a Clockwork. There's also an illusion. They might think the illusion is real. Are they gonna go in it?
Oh, well, he finds the Crystal Maiden, so actually ends up getting a real hero, but the fake one just no longer there. Tusk, careful to go too deep.
Yeah, okay, seems like they're gonna disengage a bit here. So what I was gonna say is that going up the ramp was, you know, a questionable call, but the bigger thing is that they weren't already grouped up together. Well, why was Visage still pushing top? He could have just sent the birds there, go with the team. They were scouting out the Roche, you know, they must have known that it could have been up already. So they were only in that awkward position because Ela decided to go alone towards top there. Maybe they should just have sold him, but then they know that they might lose Roche immediately after.
You see Clockwork also with the Ag Scepter now as well, so he's overclocking at this point. Oh, that's awkward. And his teammate right. Either way, gonna go in. And Beastmaster with the Primal Roar initially, but of course Lena saved. Trying to run out, popping the BKB. Laguna Blade as used on Crystal Maiden, so she is dead off the bat. The Siphon's up from RL with the Exorcism as well. Warden, he'll just jetpack on out. Double King playing this so defensively, at least trying to. Another stun hits though. Locked in place, has to just auto attack there, and that's not gonna work. Down goes Lena, and without Lena, CDUB cannot feel confident picking more of a fight. Tiny's dead as well. Mark pulled back in. Get over here, says Argius. With the Reality Rift, gets the third kill, and now it's back to the tower. They still have an Aegis, by the way, 2.5 minutes on the Chaos Knight.
Yeah, the Aegis allowed him to play so much more confidently as well. An awkward initiation again there, but ultimately it works out somehow for them in their favor. I feel on the side of CDUB, they have this issue of not having repositioning tools for themselves. They have no Force Staff in their team. They went with the Greaves on Gen, and when someone gets caught out, the fight is just, you know, not something they can avoid. So same thing we saw with Visage before. And they're gonna back out, try and get out safely here. The shard on Clockwork, but not gonna get him anywhere. Tiny jumps in.
Nice. That interaction right there with the jetpack. Oh, hoping that there's a creep there, but unfortunately there's not.
Friendly teammates farmed that before leaving, so there was nothing for you.
The greed killed him. Oh, overall good decision though to fall back by Ant. I mean, the tower are literally one hit away from dying, but it's not worth it, you know. Just get out, lose Clockwork, that's fine.
Yeah,
C-Dub
and
smoke
immediately the smoke back. We just see back-to-back smoke ganks here. There's no downtime of like stabilizing lanes or resetting, I feel. I guess their lanes were pretty good already, so they're just gonna head straight down towards the mid. But there's still ages for 1 minute on the side of CK. So if they react correctly here, I think Ant can take this fight possibly.
Oh man, yeah, talk about C-Dub really feeling it right now. I mean, despite this deficit they're in, they're all the way at the base of Ant right now, positioning as if they want to engage. But look at that, the overclock. Clockwork is like, nope, you are not pushing our base. Let the rocket flare begin. It's fireworks everywhere. How do you deal with that? Well, Sanctified says, I deal with it this way. Tosses in the Death Prophet, and there's the explosion. Now she buys back immediately, though. B can be committed by Lita for this, and there Chaos Knight says, it's all right, it's our turn, baby. The hookshot follow-up, and here comes the Exorcism as well. And Lita, once again, as tanky as she is, she's not tanky enough. She's out for 50. Ela is gonna go under, but it seems like this should just delay the inevitable right here. What a reset by Ant. Play by them, and they're gonna finish the job now.
Yeah, I mean, he did get bursted immediately, but RRL had a plan for that. Just hit the buyback button and come back into the fight immediately with the Exorcism just coming off cooldown and blinking into the fight to immediately silence. Good reaction by his team as well, pouncing on the opportunity there. It can easily be that, oh, they picked off our mid hero, let's back up. But no, they kept going for the fight. So that felt pre-communicated that, okay, if they get me, I'll come back, don't worry.
I think there's something to be said too about Lita, where obviously, yeah, she can still do some great damage, but she really comes online, if you know what I'm saying, at level 20, right? With that Fiery Soul talent. She's level 17 right now, so her damage output is still somewhat lacking, not where they would like it to be, especially when you look at all the other levels in this game, the other cores on the other side. We have 20, 19, and 19. That's just behind.
I think Lina is completely fine before 20 as well. Like, her damage is absolutely absurd before that too. The bigger issue that I see is that, look at the bottom two on net worth. Your mid laner is less farmed than every single enemy hero right now. Like, this to me is a huge issue. Sure, Chen has made up for it by, you know, getting 9.7k net worth, but this doesn't look like a mid Tusk to me.
I was trying to stay away from the call out there, Waga, but yeah, you're right. It's Mark is having a bit of a struggle.
I'll say it, don't worry, I'll take the blame.
Hey, facts are facts, and that's for sure. I mean, that's the fact here.
I know, the thing is, he's having a rough game, but I feel like he put himself in this situation by going for this more of a support build by maxing tag team instead of maxing snowball. I don't see many mid Tusks do this build, and it's for exactly this reason. Tusk doesn't farm very well. He ganks extremely well, but then you need to skill so that you can farm as well. You can push out lanes quickly and then move to the ganks. And right now, looking at like CS, he only has 94. Yeah. So he hasn't had any time to really shove lanes.
I am noticing a trend though, Waga, that we're even seeing right here once again. We're CDUB, even despite being down 15,000 net worth, losing yet another fight, they're the ones that seem to be playing aggressive. I mean, again, the previous fight was because they were pushing the tier 3 tower of Ant, at least in that area.
Yeah, they tried to play on timing though. There was Exorcism on cooldown, but now Exorcism is back, so now I expect Ant want to get out on the map as well. With his Aghanims, they can scout the map so well with Clockwork. It even does quite a bit of damage if you keep spamming it on heroes like this.
Now, they were seen smoking, by the way. There's this ward right here that actually did spot the whole team smoke on the side of Ant, so you can see the retreat from CDUB. They knew this was coming, but it still doesn't matter. Hookshot hits, and now Tiny, what do you do if you're CDUB? Do you try to defend your Tiny? The answer is yes, apparently. The jetpack on through, so Clockwork is going to go down. I guess the follow-up wasn't really the greatest. That was one of those cases of, hey, Clockwork's in, but no one else is really there to join him.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange. The CK went for the bottom DD rune at the same time, so they weren't really on the same page to go in there. Clockwork did catch the Tiny, but he didn't have the follow-up that he needed, so he goes down, and again, CDUB retained the control of the map despite being so far behind in net worth.
You could play right here. I know it's both teams get it in the end, but, you know, we do have tier 4 items potentially coming out at 37 plus minutes, so another 4 minutes or so. That's something that CDUB could try to use to their benefit, but they are continuing to control this dire jungle. That's what I was kind of mentioning there. The way that they're playing, and They talk about timing, but Death Prophet's exorcism is ready to go. But CDUB just showing that they're not backing down. They're not saying, oh, you know, we're behind, we're going to have to play very defensive. No, they still want to control the map the best they can.
This game is so action-packed. I can't believe Roche is already up again. But yeah, the third Roche is available now. So the next move is going to be very important. The smoke comes in again. Still didn't really D-word though, so this is pretty obvious, but hook lands.
This time, the Clockwork gets his follow-up, and Visage is no longer in the game. Oh, now he is. He buys back, so was ready. Sanctified. Similar story there, though. Can he buy back? He can. Will he use it? Yes. Up here, Lita's isolated. Lita's completely isolated. Visage is somewhat there. There's a hand of God to help, but Lita able to take the damage. Has a Satanic. That's healing up, and Argus has to be careful. Chaos Knight's actually going to go down, so maybe that Satanic catching them off guard. RRL, Exorcism's up, but is it enough of a threat? Lita, silent stuff. She can just auto-attack, but you know, with this Lita, she's feeling just fine. Ultra kill. Lita was isolated somewhat in the beginning. It did not matter.
Yeah, that Satanic really kept him safe there. That is so much power coming in through that. Also some of the survivability from his team. You have the Hand of God and the Guardian Greaves. Even getting buffed up by drums there from his Chen. So they're doing a lot to activate them even more. And while Visage did get caught out there at the start, he also went with the immediate buyback to come into the fight. So now they're the ones with the initiative. I can't believe that this swung around so quickly. CDUB are going to be the ones to push high ground here.
Yeah, Guardian Greaves, Boots of Bearing, they have the freaking Wraith Pact. I mean, it is ridiculous how much they're just supporting this Lena and doing it well. And she is level 20 now, by the way. And look at this is Luna style right here. They're just going for the base. The base is getting shredded.
DP has no buyback. They know about that still.
Fortification, it's going to delay. The melee racks will follow. Tier 4 is dead. At least one of them, they're going for the second one. You mentioned DP's out for 40 more seconds. They will not have Death Prophet in this fight. CK's up in 1. He is ready, but oh, Crystal Maiden's dead, so they won't have him. This could just be it. CDUB trying to win the game right here, right now. Chaos Knight is in. BKB ready, not activated yet. Lena gets locked down by the Primal Roar, but the damage follow-up is not there. They're killing the Ancient, that's just it. CDUB takes game number 1. Did they even have the net worth lead at all that game?
I mean, I'm not even...